Hey guys, I had somebody on the last video comment and they said, I'd like to know how the exchange life and your numbness in your body relate to each other. And I thought, wow, that's an amazing question. And I really hope that these videos that I'm really trying to do, I'd like to bring Martha in on these videos. I'd like to just keep videos kind of going if that's something that you would really enjoy and like. But the answer to that question is, as I said in that video, when you despair of your own life is the time that you will look for the exchange of lives. You look for a solution. That's what we do. We try to fix things, and so you look for a solution. And I was thinking about the avarice, the greed, the bitterness, the lust, the hatred, the sheer resistance that the nature of man, if we think that we're getting the exchange life simply by clicking a ticket and saying, oh, it's over, it's done, now I live it, good luck. Because you have to come against everything that we've chosen from the garden. You have to come against that old man, that old nature. You have to come against that and choose against that. It's not, Christ's life is our life. But as he says, we have to embrace our own cross. And our cross is the death to ourself. And death to our self-will, our resistance. God's going to choose things in our lives that we hate. And so basically how the exchange life and the numbness relate to each other is that I came to a decision point where I had totally despaired of my own life. I came to hate it, and I was resistant to choices that God has made and that I've made, and that I was resistant. And when I came to him and I said, I just hate my life, he was like, well, then let me give you a perspective here, and then made my life something that was dreadful, where you couldn't feel my body. And all of a sudden I said, I kind of actually loved that life. I want to go back there. But instead of that, he invited me into a deeperness of himself. And so where I witnessed the exchange life is, number one, in Martha. When Martha had no response, that to me, I was saying, do you not care? But what I was witnessing, what I was evidenced of, is the exchange life in Martha. It was Christ in her that was not dismayed or discouraged or upset or fearful about what I was going through. God had it all under control. He knew exactly what he was doing. And so his life in her was meeting me. And so that was the first place. The second was the message that was delivered in the way that talks about the new worship and the new creation. And that new worship it solves everything. Like I said in the last video, that new worship solves all our issues. And then, but you have to have the new creation, and the new creation is Christ in me. And so I love that he took me through that. Yes, it was horrible. But I love that he took me through that, because I was able to experience him coming to me through another person that had Christ's life, him engaging my spirit, and me choosing to despair of my old life and to release it. And no, that was just one choice out of many. There have been moment by moment choices that I've had to make for the exchange life, so that Christ would live my life. And it is a process. Though you make the choice, yes, salvation is a choice, but being born again, that happens. But then salvation is a process. You are saved from your old life. And the same way The exchange life is, there's a choice. You're born again. You have the access to the exchange life, to Christ's life in you when you're born again. But there's a process of bringing you through. You have to let go of things that quite frankly, our resistance and our sinful nature resists with everything that we have. I think about it. I think, why did Christ have to die? You know, we just went through Easter and the Resurrection Day and Good Friday, and why did Christ have to die in such a gruesome way? Because our self-nature, our old man, is just that absolutely corrupt. We're witnessing this corruption in our world right now, unlike any other time in my history. It's not that it's changed. It's not that it's greater. Maybe it is, but I think that it's just being revealed, and that revealing of the corruption, the avarice of man, the hatred, the bitterness, the corruption, the greed, the lust, the resistance to God and anything God. I mean, our own Congress said the will of God is none of our concern. That's something that someone spoke from a place of leadership. Well, it's true. That's us. That is who we are. The will of God is none of our concern. And we get saved, and we have to be wooed into it. And sometimes that wooing is done with the fisherman's net, and sometimes it's done with the hunter that comes after us. And we've got some hunters right now coming after us to urge us and to push us into dependence on Christ. Martha just did a CD of the month that I released, and it's called Spiritually Real, and it's about our dependence and our weakness, and how in that position and in that posture of weakness and dependence, that's when we're able to see the victorious life of Christ come through. It's not in our strength. Our strength is human. Look at the things that we can do. We're pretty amazing. Just our sheer will is we can get stuff done. But is it him? Is it his? Is it kingdom? Or is it just us building this world that's going to burn? So anyway, that's how that relates. And I love that somebody asked the question, how is this related? How does the exchange life and your numbness? So, that what I was talking about in the last video, how the seed has to go into the ground and die. Well, my old life has to die for that exchange of life, that resurrection life to come forth from me. I have to die. Less of me, more of him. Well, it's got to be none of me, all of him. And that's my goal in life. But I love that they asked that question, and I really hope that more people will ask questions. Put them in comments. I'm putting these videos up on Rumble and YouTube and Facebook and as many social media areas that I can. And I would love your comments, and I would love to be able to interact. And like I said, I'm going to be bringing Martha in on these videos. I'm just trying to prime the pump right now. I've got the new equipment, and I wanted to start using it and get acquainted with it again. And then I want to bring Martha in, and I would like this to be something that's ongoing, and that's something that we can really bring a community around, because while we've been locked away for a year, unable to do conferences and unable to meet and stuff like that, I would still like to be able to be connecting with those that follow this ministry in a more personal way, and this is one way we can do that. So I bless y'all. I thank y'all for listening and watching, and bring in your questions.